So we're back with more Doctor Who. This is episode 3 of Series 13, aka Doctor Who Flux. Very excited for this one. You know, we're going to be at the midway point after this episode. And yeah, don't really know what to expect about this one. I think it might be a very kind of arc-heavy one. I feel like we're going to get some answers, probably not all of them, obviously. But I'm really excited for it. We know Cybermen are showing up. They're in the next time trailer, and they're my favourites, so happy about that. But outside of that, it's going to be, I think, maybe quite a divisive one, I suppose. Maybe there'll be a division in the fandom, huh? Just because I think it's going to be a very kind of, I don't know, maybe some big answer-y kind of one, or just from like what we've seen press-wise and picture-wise, it looks like it's going to be, you know, one of those twisty-turny, all over the place kind of time episodes, which I'm excited for, and hopefully we're going to get some really cool stuff out of it. But yeah, I'm very, very excited, as I really am every time we watch Doctor Who, but especially this season, because I've been really loving it so far. So I'm excited to see what we're going to have in store for us this time. But yeah, let's get into it. Belle's story.
Beauty and the Beast. Oh. Oh, they're gonna be dead. Oh.
Well.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. You.
Grey Worm.
Oh.
Oh no. We're doing time things.
How dare this time travel show do time things?
Do we?
Look, it's Passenger.
Mm.
Seems to have 2 coffees and one of them is a skinny latte with an extra shot.
Weird.
It's my least favourite coffee, Dan.
She was engaged to get married 2 days before. She changed her mind.
Ouch.
Says she'd been thinking about it properly, couldn't bear spending the rest of her life with me.
No way, Tom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh god.
Does the boy want to buy them here for this price? And the half price, $3 down. If she said it, she says not it. It's up to you, isn't it? I said yes, it is. And who's always it out?
Oh boy.
Do not let the Grand Serpent down.
I think he lets the Grand Serpent down. And his punishment is exiled to
Yeah.
whatever that Outpost Rose was. I wonder if this is like one of her previous lives. Like this is like,
Yeah, actually, this might be when she captures them.
this could be like Ruth or something that she's actually
Yeah.
doing there. And that's like their history.
Mm. Yeah.
Yes!
You're pretty smart for a dog. What did you call him?
I'll be
Tell
calm.
me who you are.
Then you've got a lot to figure out.
Understatement.
Oh dear.
Why do you disobey the task? What task? Backfire demons! I'll strike you all!
This is the cyber sector.
Oh.
Cyber armies ransacking what's left.
Cybermen. Cybermen.
Me and take me.
Ah.
Oh, you got a Tamagotchi.
Promise I didn't mean your pursuit. Do you want to be me?
Well, that's an assumption. Get this man a trampoline because he's jumping to conclusions.
I'm gonna learn to be ace at this. But next time I'm in a room with him, to look at me and think, he's a sexy girl with a nimble fingers. No human being is ever gonna look at you and think,
Bloody hell.
we're hiding you, all of you, in your own time streams, in your own memories, past, present, or even future.
That'll be Dan's future in the future with the Victorian man.
The details are wrong. Yes, I think there's something wrong with your time stream.
Oh god.
Yes.
But why though?
Oh.
Oh.
A living prison with endless capacity. Hundreds of thousands of life forms.
Oh, Diane.
Oh dear.
Rude.
Here we are, still engaged.
You're engaged? Congratulations.
Hey. Oh.
That's the second ready to be summoned. Because that one's ours. Infiltrated your temple.
Oh.
Substituted for one of yours.
Lol.
There you go then.
Get wrecked.
For Michael. Let Thor be waiting. You have to do this, or time will fracture across all of space. Please.
New photo
Boy.
disc. Pew 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 pew. Now this is sci-fi.
It really is.
The Cybermen walking 2 by 2. Hurrah! Hurrah!
What is the strategic aim of the Cyber-Is post-Flux?
Convert all organic life forms remaining.
And then what?
We shall command, we shall rule.
Or what?
Why is she shocked that their plans to upgrade everything?
Love.
Uh-huh.
Incorrect.
What?
Love is not a mission. You can stop the recording now, Linda.
Oh.
They need to have an accident. That's important. They're involved in an unexpected tragedy.
I swore my loyalty to our constitution, not to any one person. Something bigger, more important.
Unfortunately, we're corrupt.
Yeah.
I'm committing one message. I hope it gets to you.
But it doesn't. Oh, wait. Unless that's going to be Belle, maybe.
Yeah.
There you go.
know the rules.
Give me the end of what I was in!
No.
And yet,
The flux wasn't an accident. It wasn't a naturally occurring event. It was made. It was placed
What?
because of you.
What are you talking about?
oh dear.
Dan Lewis, we have something of yours.
Oh,
No.
boy.
The only one who can hide things in passenger, Doctor.
Where am I now? What do you want?
To reign in hell.
But what does that mean?
Okay. Goodbye.
Is this a TARDIS? I commit my
Yeah.
message.
There we go.
I hope it gets to you.
Me and you're beautiful as your unborn child.
Oh.
Oh damn.
Maybe that's what that is.
Oh,
It's the
it's
baby.
the baby. It's Death Stranding.
Oh, no!
I have to find someone. Hey, it's a lost cause.
Thanks, Dan. Oh,
She's got the game. Okay.
heck.
Stay behind me!
I think I just...
Oh, no,
Hello
thank
there.
you.
Aw, you can fly.
It does have wings.
You're coming with me. Okay, that was episode 3. What did you think?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was quite good. I think I was looking forward to this episode purely because it looked like it was going to give us some like context and stuff. I think it did that. It obviously sort of gave more context to the planet time and how that kind of plays into things. How Swarm and Azure came about. What Passenger is, and our theory of Di being in it from the first episode was correct.
Hooray.
That was good. Don't forget Victorian Man was in it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it gave context to who Vinder is and what he does. The Bell stuff. I guess that's probably the only bit that I'd say might have been a bit tacked on.
That was the bit I was like, yeah, let's go back to the other stuff.
Yeah, like I was interested because
But
obviously
it
we
could
got,
pay off in the long run.
yeah,
I
we
suppose.
got nice like cameos from obviously the Daleks and Cybermen in that, and she seems like a nice character.
Yeah.
But you know, it's kind of the thing where you maybe do the episode with that, and then leave who Vinder's looking for maybe as a mystery, and then do an episode starting with her, and then maybe.
Yeah.
But that's probably my only real criticism of it. Everything else,
I did like the setup with the baby though. And she's
yes,
gone to thing,
yeah,
and that was
yeah, I
their
quite
kid.
like that.
So he hasn't been gone for crazy long if she's pregnant.
No, well, again, time's a mess anyway. So to be
Yeah,
fair,
that's true.
he could have been gone.
She's been pregnant for 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. I like that time was just sort of all over the shop while the Maury were out of place. Kind of felt a bit cheap. They're like, hey, can you just bring some of your people back to the planet, please, so you can get back into place? Thanks. And then Swarm didn't try and stop. However, I think Swarm and Azure might be working with or for that old lady that the
Maybe.
Doctor spoke to. She's obviously like Mother Time or something, you know.
Yeah, because they were
maybe.
like, you did exactly what we thought you would do.
Yeah.
So I guess they
And
they
she
just
said, you
wanted
know,
it
they were
to happen.
the contagion or something. That she
Yeah.
obviously, that might be how it got free. At this, how Storm got free at the start.
Yeah.
Maybe she did that to free him.
Maybe. And the
Um,
flux isn't like an accident or anything,
No,
which we probably would have guessed anyway.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's nice to get confirmation, and
Be
we'll see
interesting to see
exactly what
How
that means.
how the Doctor did that.
Yeah, I'm
more
guessing
than
it might have
anything.
been like a past doctor or something. That did it.
Unless this lady that we've met is also a doctor. She might be
Also
a past
true.
one or
Yeah.
the last one, but we've had loads of I'm the last version of you. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Interesting. But
More
yeah,
questions than some answers.
yeah. But we saw Fugitive Doctor. So that was fun.
Yes, yeah, I didn't
Um,
expect that.
I imagine, with COVID and stuff, they just, because she was also filming Holby, I imagine, so she couldn't have bubbled with them, so they just had to just green screen her or
Yeah.
just her on set. So I think in terms of that, they did the best they could, I guess, with that. But yeah, it was cool to get some glimpses of that and her past and see the whole deal with that. I liked all that kind of context. We've got some set up, obviously, for a big Weeping Angel episode next week, which I'm excited for. I do like the image of a Weeping Angel just hijacking and piloting the TARDIS.
Yeah, I think also about that, I want to know how the Weeping Angel is in the time stream. Because obviously the Doctor, when she puts them all in there, is like, "How did you get in here?" kind of thing at the start
Yeah.
when she sees the big Weeping Angel. So I don't know what. Hopefully that'll get paid off next week when they sort of say that they could have also been taking advantage of the flux.
Yeah.
And they're drawn to and they feed off like time energy and stuff, so maybe they knew that time was running wild. They obviously would know where Atropos is, so maybe you could just say they sort of turned up and went, "Oh, we'll get in," to try and get powerful. But I imagine that'll be next week, kind of like the Sontaran episode, where we're just sort of dealing with some monsters that are trying to take advantage of the chaos, I guess.
Yeah, this felt very kind of big arc heavy. Here's kind of what's going on. Here's a glimpse at a lot of the past and
Yeah.
some futures as well, like John Bishop with Tunnel Man.
Can only assume that's a future
I'm guessing, yeah.
rather than a past.
But I did like kind of how they, once I understood what they were doing, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that kind of
Yeah.
makes sense. That we're seeing bits and pieces, and again, very clever, just because you only really have 4 core actors to work with.
Yeah, it's
'cause
good
of
that
COVID
that's
and
how they
stuff.
can
They're
play.
like they can
play
play
them.
all these different characters. I think that was quite clever.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a neat idea. Love me some Cybermen. And we had a big Cyberman story at the end of last season, so I'm not like, oh, they were really in it. I don't mind seeing them. And we've got some CG Daleks at the start.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that kind of they can put little things in there like that. And the backstory of Vinda was fun. I'm glad
the
he's
great
not like
serpent or whatever.
great
it is.
serpent guy. Yeah, Line of Duty man.
Yeah.
He was kind of
It was
interesting.
interesting. I don't know how much more we'll see of him
Yeah.
because he feels like he's like part of Vinda's story, but I don't know how else he could play into
Yeah.
the rest of the series because
That might just be it, maybe.
unless maybe he's set up to be a recurring character maybe in the future or someone they could bring back because we can see these we haven't seen Warwick Davis since Nightmare in Silver, and he's supposed to be like the emperor of the known galaxy or something, so they could easily have this being like he's just out there controlling stuff.
Yeah, he killed
Believe
Warwick
it.
Davis.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, so I liked everything with him, and Belle seems nice, but I think it was just because there was so much going on in the episode. I'm like, well, this is really interesting.
Especially because it starts like the story of Belle, and you're like, oh, is this the whole episode? But it wasn't. It
Yeah, I
was
thought
like that one bit.
that did seem a bit weird to start off with that, and then
Yeah.
it wasn't really in those kind of chapters
Yeah.
afterwards. So that felt strange, but what can you do? But yeah, I feel like it'll be interesting to see where that goes with those two trying to find each other. I do quite like that story.
Yeah.
And maybe that could have been the episode they reunited. We also just had her at the start, and I don't know. But those aspects did kind of slow down a bit. I think in rewatch that won't be the case, though. I would say because I know where that's heading, so I
Yeah.
don't think I'll mind it as much rewatching it.
Yeah, I think this one definitely deserves a rewatch similar to the first episode.
Yeah, once you know what they're doing from the get go, you can kind of be like, okay.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people on Twitter are obviously going, "Oh, I'm so confused." But I imagine hopefully as the week goes on, if they rewatch it, they might and take the time to like rewatch it and think about it. Then maybe it'll be less because I think this episode did do a lot of we're explaining how this is working for you a couple of times, sort of what you had issues with last. So it did that a couple of times. So I didn't feel like I was completely in unknown because the Doctor does come in a number of times saying, "I've put you in your time streams to keep you safe while I sort this out."
Yeah.
And it's explained to the characters and the audience a number of times, so it shouldn't really be that confusing. It's more confusing about how the Flux and that old lady fit into the things rather than how they characters got to the place, I think.
Yeah.
But Doctor Who fans, you know.
I do find it funny, like, only a show like Doctor Who can have its main cast spend more time in an episode playing characters that aren't their characters.
Yeah.
That was fun. But we did get some nice scene. I just love Dan.
Yeah, he's very wholesome.
And there's a little backstory about the woman who like left him 2 days before they were going to get married or something. Oh.
Although I think the Doctor was maybe a little bit harsh to the companions towards the end. However, I think it might be justifiable in the fact that she just came out of her time stream where she found out some pretty big revelations and had a weird conversation with
I'd
some
have
old
been
lady.
pissed too. I mean, you see how Twitter explodes when they don't get answers
That's
in
a good
episode
point.
1 of a 6-part story.
Yeah.
I think it's fair that she's not getting.
You know,
any
when they
answers
don't get
as
an
well.
Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer in Disney Plus 8 that was never told that they'd get, but
Well, you know. So yeah, I think that's kind of fair that she's a bit frustrated. But yeah, I feel that again. It feels like they gave us loads of answers, but I'm also like, heh.
Yeah.
But we're only halfway through this story, so God knows what's going to happen next. But I think this was more so context, I guess, about some of the main characters and the Flux itself in a way. And then it's like, right, we've introduced you a bit there. Let's have a creepy angel
let's have
one next week.
another episode
Palette
to calm
cleanser.
down.
And then she'll hit the fan for the last 2 weeks, I imagine.
Yeah.
You know, we've got answers with the whole Dai situation and stuff.
Yeah.
Swarm, you know, knows who Dan is, so he somehow knows everything about everyone.
Yeah, we knew about Yaz's hand last week.
Yeah, so it makes sense that they know to target Dai because they know all about Dan. I'm sure we'll get a bit more of exactly why they know that.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting because it looks like the Swarm and Azure aren't going to be any like known Time Lords. It looks like they're their own villains.
Yeah,
which is fine because they are interesting villains by themselves.
that's what I was hoping for.
But I hope
They
that
would be their own.
their plot is more than just okay, we messed with time a little bit, bye. You know, what's their game plan now? Because obviously Swarm was like, I want to reign in hell, but what does that mean? You know, is he going to pull together an army of a number of things and go on the offensive? Is he going to try and take over Gallifrey? It seems like the Time Lords created the planet to control time. That's the impression I got when the Doctor was having the conversation with Swarm in the flashback.
Yeah,
I got the impression that was created to be like controlled by the Time Lords so they could control time travel and all that kind of jazz. So it would surprise me if that is what it is, but I'd like that explicitly explained, please, with some reasons. Because obviously, you know, if they've just found out regeneration, it wouldn't surprise me if those 3 people that like put regenerations into people also were like, right, now we can do this, now we're going to actually control time.
Yeah.
And they just get too big, and then that's what leads to the Time War eventually. Maybe, but that's a lot to fit in 3 episodes.
It is, yes.
So we'll see.
But yeah, I guess that's kind of everything I can say right now, because can't really comment on some of the until like we probably get loads of answers and stuff, I think. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I think maybe rewatching it might make it my favourite so far.
Yeah,
I like how experimental it was. I liked, you know, the context we got around Vinda, a bit of Dan's backstory as well. I thought Jodie was fantastic in it.
Yes.
I mean, everyone was great getting to play all these different versions of the characters and stuff. And yeah, I think they're really making it work considering the circumstances they have when they filmed this. I'm enjoying Swarm and Azura still. And yeah, it's just like the little teasers of like they've worked it into the plot. Like we've seen a few glimpses of the future as well.
Yes. We must have.
We promise we are getting to Williamson and the caves. Don't worry.
They're coming. It's fine.
At some point soon, I would soon assume.
Well, it's obviously not the next one, but maybe it's
Yeah.
the week after, which I think is called what
Survivors of the Flux.
Survivors of the Flux, the last one, which I think is what Belle said in this episode. She said we're the Survivors of the Flux, so that makes me think they might focus on her in that episode.
Yeah. But we'll probably be getting answers about Claire in the next episode. So
yes, don't forget
something
Claire.
will be filled in. Yeah, remember Claire. She'll be in the
first
previously of the next episode.
one. Yeah, which is what they should always do. Stops flashbacks.
Yeah.
Except for I guess this was a whole
plot heavy
flashback.
yeah.
But yeah.
But they actually like followed the story a bit really. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and we're halfway through Doctor Who Flux already. Oh my Christ!
So that means there's only 6 episodes of Jodie Whittaker left.
That's depressing.
3 specials and 3 this season. And then we're
Yeah.
on to the 14th Doctor, the 60th special, and Russell T Davies.
Indeed.
Madness.
Well,
So
exciting times, but I am glad that people seem to be quite enjoying Flux and what the Flux is going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I think that's going to be everything for now. We shall see you next week for the Village of the Angels, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So spooky times, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye bye.